Elsa, the past is not what it seems.
The past's not what it seems. Let it go, man, Poundland Gollum.
WTF! WTF!
Bon quiz, you're my pal Ross Tweddell from Cultaholic.com. You are a sexual wank fezant, and welcome to all the WTF moments from Stomping Grounds, where we kick ass and take names. That's the only time I'm going to say this in the duration of this video, because over the last 2 weeks on WWE TV, that full slogan has been said 14,793 times. I've counted every single one, and quite frankly, enough is enough, and it's time for a change. But yes, welcome to all the WTF moments from Stomping Ground 2019, and considering there was no expectations whatsoever heading into the event, what we got was really good. Yes, certain bits were a little bit too contrived, but if you're nitpicking that sort of thing, you need to get a life. Practice what you preach, Ross. But match by match by match, good. That's all we need to say, and that's it from me. See you later, good pal. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments. So at the start of the kickoff show, they were running through all of the matches coming up on the Stomping Grounds card, and when Booker T said the big bully bastard Baron Corbin still hasn't picked who his special, shiny zebra man is going to be, something really big occurred to me. Now I want you to cast your minds back to the arse end of 2018 when the McMahons were blaming everything wrong with WWE Raw on big baldy bastard Baron Corbin. They were blaming everything wrong with the environment on big baldy bastard Baron Corbin. They even blamed Shane McMahon's excessive sweating on big baldy bastard Baron Corbin. Everything was put on the shiny shoulders of big baldy bastard Baron Corbin. Why then, just about 7 months later, are we supposed to believe that McMahon said to big baldy bastard Baron Corbin, "How? Big baldy bastard Baron Corbin, those ratings and stuff? That doesn't matter, son. We'll let you pick whoever you want to be the referee in your Universal Championship match against Seth Rollins, because you clearly know how to book compelling wrestling that get the fans invested." We can't though, can we?
Tea time.
So now we move on to Booker T, who was stood inside of a steel cage saying things like, "Oh, look at this. This is made of steel, this. Steel is really hard." And other things of that nature that we simply couldn't have comprehended before he told us the things he said. But then Booker talked about how promoters would come up to him and say, "Booker, would you like to be in a steel cage match?" And he would say, "Nah, I'm good," and pass that match type on to the next man. You mean to tell me these wrestlers have a choice? You mean to tell me way back when Booker T was doing the wrestling, you know, when you didn't have to wait till October to have a Hell in a Cell match, or you didn't have to wait until December to have a TLC, a rivalry just didn't naturally get past a certain point where the only option was to compete inside of a solid steel cage? You're telling me these wrestlers would sit around a table and decide which match to have to close a blood feud? Unbelievable. So next up, we move on to that useless prick David Otunga, who has sat there and watched the last 3 years of WWE TV. He has watched Alexa Bliss use and then shaft Mickie James. He has watched Alexa Bliss use and then shaft Nia Jax. Yet David Otunga sat there with a straight face on the kickoff panel for last night's Stomping Grounds and claimed that Bayley shafted Alexa Bliss in NXT. Therefore, on the main roster, Alexa Bliss has made friends with everybody because she's scared of being lonely. Being lonely, Dave? What the hell are you talking about, man? Over the last 3 years, Alexa Bliss has shafted more people than I have, and she hasn't even got a willy. Daniel Bryan is amazing at saying words, this much we know. Daniel Bryan tells the truths about the tag team division in WWE after a minute-long rant, which was absolutely fantastic, so heartfelt, so passionate, yet so real. He throws to Eric Rowan, who says the following: "Could you imagine Otis and Tuckers as champions? Stupid tree. Rowan, man, know your role and shut your mouth, sucker. Just stand there and look like a big red tree. Do not stand there and look like a big red tree and try to speak, because we all know big red trees can't speak, they can only bark." And next up we have Booker T, the master of the bastard spinneroonie, a dancing maneuver, claiming that he doesn't like the dancing maneuvers of heavy machinery because it's not serious. And I don't like pies, me. I'm honest. We all saw the reports heading into Stomping Grounds 2019. Everyone was saying, "Oh my God, nobody has bought tickets for Stomping Grounds 2019. The arena is going to be so empty." But just look at how full it was during the kickoff hour for Stomping Grounds 2019. The hour, of course, when normally the WWE Universe are still filing into an arena. It couldn't be fuller. Bollocks. top power shades of 5-star wrestling from WWE. Finally, they are learning from the best. I miss you, 5-star. And immediately as the main show was starting and we were watching that opening promo package, we learned why the name Stomping Grounds was applied to a WWE pay-per-view in 2019. Because just like Great Balls of Fire a couple of years ago, it was clear for everybody watching that opening promo package for Stomping Grounds 2019 that Vince McMahon very recently turned on his radio for the first time in a long while and heard that banging new tune, These Boots Are Made for Walking, by Nancy Sinatra. Damn it, this song, These Boots Are Made for Walking, it's almost as good as Mr. Florida or Mr. Worldwide. Oh, yeah. Haha, Michael Cole calling the Tacoma Dome cavernous. Once again, we've got to mention it because it's shades of 5-star wrestling, because finally WWE have booked a massive arena and sold out about a quarter of it. They know how it feels now. Forza 5-star wrestling. Thank you, sir. Finally, yes, the invasion wasn't that bad. Yes, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. Yes, I know that recent WWE shows are making the invasion angle look like the pièce de résistance of professional wrestling, but no, it wasn't that bad, was it? Because we got heel Stone Cold Steve Austin, and quite frankly, heel Stone Cold Steve Austin is the best Stone Cold Steve Austin. And speaking of signs, we had 3. Well, 2, but 3. But 2. A big thank you goes out to Scott Hamlet and Ryan Connell and Curtis Keat for spreading the good name of Cultaholic throughout the WWE Universe. I don't know what you're thinking there. Those fluorescent colours mean they're for Bray Wyatt, don't they? But no, the man tweeted me there, and it's for us. So there, up yours, Bray Wyatt. We had it first. Next time you go to a show, do what they did there and take bits of paper with some words on it relating to Cultaholic.com. Maggle, 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 maggle. As long as Maggle keeps saying it, I'm going to keep bringing it up. Michael Cole knows fine well that he is wrong when he says that Becky Lynch is the only woman in WWE to beat Ronda Rousey, because he was there. He called the match where the Boss and Hug connection defeated the team of Ronda Rousey and Natalya. Boss and Hugs beat Ronda as well. Why the hell isn't he saying pinned? Becky is the only woman in WWE to pin Ronda Rousey. Semantics. Even though Becky Lynch was calling the match as loudly as this, Lacey Evans still could not be in the right place at the right time. Now, as we all know, I don't really like to call out the botches here on WTF Moments, because how can I, stood here looking like I do, call out these professional athletes making mistakes? Mistakes happen, don't they? But when Becky Lynch is shouting like this, Lacey, I can't defend you, pal. Sort it out. Look, it's the mandible claw. So that Ali promo that aired during last night's show was absolutely fantastic, but we learned one thing coming out of it, and that's Ali is Batman, and the WWE Universe is his Gotham, and Bray Wyatt is his Joker. I'm getting carried away, but you have that idea, WWE. Take it and use it. It'll be good. Made a grave mistake, Corey. And here's a direct quote from Corey Graves from last night's show. 270 plus pounds crashing down, blah, blah, blah. Look at my tattoos, aren't the alternative. Kevin Owens was born 266 pounds, Corey, over the last 4 years in WWE. He has always been 266 pounds. Do not fat shame us big lads, Corey. We get it enough as it is. Well, as long as Maggle keeps saying it, I'm going to keep pointing it out. Maggle Cole Ricochet is not looking for his first championship in WWE, because we all saw in NXT he won the North American Championship, and as we all know, every single one of those suits in WWE, apart from Vince McMahon himself, believes that NXT is the third brand in WWE on the same level as Raw and SmackDown Live. So there. Made a grave mistake, Corey. And here's a direct quote from Corey Graves from last night's show. Corey Graves said, look at that right hand of Samoa Joe, but the replay, in slow motion no less, shows a forearm elbow ting. So Corey doesn't know his elbow from his hand. That's a saying that we all know. The 16-year veteran Ricochet was called an upstart. And next up we have Michael Cole claiming that Samoa Joe fine well knows the importance of the United States Championship in WWE, and quite frankly, I don't think he does. Quite frankly, Samoa Joe cannot have been watching the United States Championship scene in WWE since big bully bastard Baron Corbin won the thing a couple of years ago, because since then, the US title has been deader than Newcastle United Football Club since Rafa left. Samoa Joe, have you heard from Rusev or Shinsuke Nakamura over recent times? Have you, bugger? Because the United States Championship is like the Mafia or something. He made those two men disappear without a trace. Quite frankly, watching Samoa Joe go after the United States Championship after he must have watched it make two men's careers disappear, poof, is the bravest decision I've seen since I decided to share a picture of me pot noodle sandwich, because quite frankly, nobody likes a pot noodle sandwich compared. I can't believe it. You're all just scared of it, man. Ricochet doing a lion salt and a code breaker in one match. Trevor, my friend, you just made a list. Not the list, but a list. A different list. So we have a bunch of nice people. And then Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is a queen. She is royalty. She loves the fact her second name is Flair, because apparently in wrestling circles that means she's better than you or something. She's an entitled Jezebel. So why is she there patting Ricochet on the arse then?
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
And here's another direct quote from Corey Graves from last night's show. When it comes to technique, Daniel Bryan may be the best in the world. I'm just going to put this bit of paper down here and say, come on, Corey, man. You can't be serious, can you? Now, the chants of please recycle were fantastic, but I've got to call out the naive nutter bleepers who were chanting drive a Prius in support of Daniel Bryan's cause to save the world. You just don't know, pals. But I'm about to tell you, because I'm a teacher. Now, I know I've been here before, but I need to tell more people quite clearly. A Toyota Prius is a cynical marketing exercise for the gullible and the stupid. You mine the nickel in Canada, you then ship that nickel to Norway to be turned into a battery. That's then shipped in a tanker to Japan to be put in a car. Then that car is put in another tanker and shipped all the way back to America or Canada. So those people chatting that, you want the world to die, do you? Well, I don't want the world to die. Just get a little petrol car with a little petrol engine. That's the best one. Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. Wow! Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. Wow! Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men.
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
So on the Kickoff show and before that WWE SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match, we saw Daniel Bryan having an interview where he was having a go at heavy machinery and the New Day for dancing and thrusting their hips and making everything in the tag team ranks in WWE a massive joke. So we get to the match. Tucker, that mighty, impressive, big, sweaty, athletic man. Jesus Christ, he took the breath away, didn't he? Last night, he does a big splash off the top rope to the floor and does his best Curler McSweaty Bollocks impression. So while Tucker was being all Tucker big bollocks on the outside, Daniel Bryan, that little fiend, was waiting in the middle of the ring, and when Big Tucker got back in the ring, Daniel Bryan rolled him up for the win. Immediately after the final bell was rung, Byron Saxton piped up and said, well, Rowan and Daniel Bryan, they can't question the focus of heavy machinery now, can they? Seconds after Tucker got distracted by his own Shane McMahonness and then lost the match because of it. I think they can question their focus, Byron. Tucker, quite literally, screwed Tucker. Oh, yippee! We've got a new catchphrase, everybody, because Extreme Rules is the one night of the year where WWE gets extreme, because Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today, against The Miz was as floppy as a flaccid donkey dick. And Becky versus Charlotte, all the way back in Evolution last autumn, that was the My Little Pony of professional wrestling, wasn't it? God, why do they do these things, man?
What she say? Say, shut up, Renee. What she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
And here's a direct quote from Renee Young, who said this numbers game is so unfair to Roman Reigns, there's no way he can overcome this. Renee Young there, proving she has never ever seen a Roman Reigns match before. Have you at home ever worn a wetsuit, got into the sea, got very wet indeed, got out of the sea, and then tried to take the wetsuit off while it was still soaking wet? Well, that is the process Shane McMahon goes through when he just tries to take off his coat. Colonel McSweaty Bollocks. So according to the commentary team on last night's Stomping Grounds pay-per-view, Roman Reigns rid himself of Drew McIntyre and Colonel McSweaty Bollocks with that definitive victory. Quite frankly, boys and girls, I'm not having that, because as we stand here now, Roman Reigns against Colonel McSweaty Bollocks is still 1-0 to Colonel McSweaty Bollocks, and that cannot be the thing, because Colonel McSweaty Bollocks, well, we know, don't we? We know what a poo house that man is. I'm keeping it PG, but Roman Reigns is the face of WWE, cannot be 1-0 down to Colonel McSweaty Bollocks. At Extreme Rules, the one night of the year where WWE gets extreme, lock Colonel McSweaty Bollocks and Roman Reigns in a dog thing. What they call, Richard, backstage, a dog fighting pen thing, and just let Roman Reigns eat Shane McMahon alive. That's his definitive win.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Here's another direct quote from Corey Graves, who said Dolph has nothing to grab to use to pull his own body outside of the cage. His arm? plus those £1,000 steel steps, I believe that's a direct quote from many years ago, is the ideal winch to pull you out the ring, isn't it, Corey? Dun, 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 dun. Whoops, Kevin, you don't want those fingers. Unless you do want those fingers, Kevin, you kinky bugger. So now we get on to the big hook of the night. We found out who the special guest referee was for that Universal Championship match, and it turned out to be Lacey Evans, which I've read online has been completely trashed, because Lacey Evans, if you hadn't heard, is like Forky from Toy Story 4. She is trash. But I'm making this a WTF moment not because of those reasons, but because on a kayfabe level, at any kayfabe level, it makes complete sense, and that's not normal for WWE, ever. First of all, Lacey hates Becky. Becky's gone out with Seth Rollins. I don't know if you heard this, by the way, but Becky Lynch is in a relationship with Seth Rollins. Becky Lynch is the girlfriend of Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is the boyfriend of Becky Lynch. They didn't say it enough last night, now did they? Anyway, Lacey hates Becky. Becky's gone out with Seth. Lacey wants to screw Seth, not like that. Second of all, Lacey is a woman. Seth Rollins is a babyface, a role model to the kids. Seth Rollins cannot be shown twatting Lacey Evans upside the head with a steel chair. It's not good PR, so that makes it good as well. You see, because if Big Baldy Bastard Baron picked Paul Heyman, or if Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin picked Brock Lesnar, Seth could have used that chair on those two men, and nothing would have been said. It was genius from Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin in the kayfabe sense. The only issues I had with this pick was that WWE are fully making Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch's very much behind the scenes relationship very much in front of the scenes, and it just makes you cringe, doesn't it, a bit? Just let them have their private life in their private life. And secondly, the potential of Lacey Evans missing spots, because she, as she proved last night in that match with Becky Lynch, is Lacey Evans who misses the spots because she's deaf. Other than those two things there, which aren't really relevant to kayfabe, we have WWE booking making sense from the top to the bottom. So you need to just grab anything you can, never mind the animals. A pen will do. You haven't got time. The end is nigh, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh. Here's a direct quote from Corey Graves, who said, "Who are you to judge?" Renee Young replied to that, "I'm just a viewer of the product WWE, you petty bastards." I felt that one right between the eyes. If we, the fans, did not judge what you are putting out and then giving you feedback, who would do that for you and steer you in the right direction? Do they care? No, but you know what I mean.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
And then Corey followed that up by saying that WWE Universe's opinions are invalid. Corbin will be the Universal Champion and there's nothing we can do about it. And what happened to those days of the fans being the authority and WWE giving us things we wanted to see? That spiel happened all the way back in December of 2018, and since then, I think there's been 2 days of that actually being a reality. The Royal Rumble and at WrestleMania. 2 days out of a million. What's the crack with that?
What she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
So Seth Rollins sent Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin through the announce table, and Lacey Evans, begrudgingly, starts counting like a normal referee would. She goes 1, 2, 3, gap. Renee Young then pipes up and says, "What are we doing here? Mississippi's or something?" Proving she has never watched a wrestling match where a referee has tried to count a wrestler out. Lacey was doing fine until she got to 8, and then Renee could have complained, but she complained at the wrong time. Now I need to start this point by saying I'm very happy that WWE didn't repeat the Montreal Screwjob for the 17 millionth time since November of 1997. But bloody hell, didn't Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans look very stupid indeed for only trying a screwjob once when Seth Rollins was conscious. A few times in that match, Seth Rollins was KO'd just enough where Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin could have locked on any submission he wanted to, but he didn't, and I'm asking why. But then that lovely ball of wool that was that main event match for the Universal title started to unravel as Lacey Evans made the thing a no disqualification match, opening the door for Becky Lynch to come down and get involved. And after, she stood there and watched Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin twat Seth Rollins with a steel chair many times indeed. Why would you watch that happen, allow that to happen, and then make it a no DQ match? Unbelievable. Why change it, you tit? And I guess I have to make this final thing a WTF one, because Jesus Christ, how awkward were Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins around each other towards the end of last night's pay-per-view. It very much feels like Vince McMahon's gone, "Pals! Pals! Get out there and kiss!" And Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins were like, no, I don't want to do that, which was clear to me when they were stood there hugging like they were two 9-year-olds at the final dance of a school disco with their entire school year watching them. How embarrassed did they look? It was uncomfortable. It's unnecessary. Just let them have a relationship backstage, will you, if they want to do that. And that's it for all your WTF moments from Stomping Grounds 2019, a pay-per-view that on paper had no right to be good, but in practice was very good. It is almost as if finally the superstars in WWE have gone right. We've had enough of these writers giving us crap. We'll show them what's for. We'll put on great matches and prove these writers incompetent at their jobs. More of that, please. Seth Rollins, rally the troops and that. All the best to you. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us.